Hey guys, so weekly check-in for our mission, which is exciting. This week has been insane, guys. I thought the previous week was insane. This week has just topped it off, man. I don't know what I'm doing. And I've just worked out something, so my brain's a bit of a mush right now, and I need to just tell you guys because I don't know what to do with it. And I'm like, I'm so excited, but so nervous at the same time. So my dog is pregnant. Well, if you didn't, you do now. Well, her birthing pack have just arrived, so I ordered that a little while ago, and it's just arrived. And I thought, you know what, I better work out exactly when she's due to give birth, when her due date is, because I knew it was between 63 and 67 days, the length of the pregnancy, but I hadn't actually worked out the date, so I thought I'd better figure that out. Do you know it's next week? Next week. Guys, I'm so excited and so nervous at the same time because I love her so much and I hope she's okay. Okay, I'm gonna breathe. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Anyway, let's get back to poll. Let's refocus. But yeah, oh my god, babies next week. Calm. It's so cute because you can feel them and see them move inside her. Oh my god, they're nearly here. Right, poll. Let's do poll. Okay, let's come back to our mission. I'm just going to focus a minute. Mission. So our mission is to reach at least 10,000 followers on our page, so we can help as many followers around the world, and Irelis, of course, progress in their journey. So, well, guys, last week I thought that was insane. This past week is bonkers, and well, I'm just going to show you. So I've got the whiteboard and I'm tracking each week, so every time I come on here and do a check-in with you, we can basically visually see the progress. Okay, so I'm going to show you my whiteboard. Here we go. So last week we were at I'll get my words out in a minute. So we increased by 966 followers. This past week, 2,546 followers. That's crazy. That is crazy. So yeah, so we're at now 7,433 followers, and I literally don't know what to do with myself. I mean, that is just crazy. That is, where did that, it's like, it's just snowballed. It's just snowballing, and it's exciting. I like this, I don't know. Anyway, my mind is just crazy. However, I'm so excited because I honestly thought this was going to take the best part of a year to reach the 10,000 follower mark. But if we have another good week, like we have just had this past week, we're going to smash it next week. Honestly, and I can't believe it because that means I'm going to give 30 Pole Power Academy memberships out. So you guys that have been sharing and following and liking and everything, you get a chance to win those, and I think I'm going to be able to do it next week, and that's just insane. So thank you so much. I'm so glad you are here. I'm sorry I'm a bit insane today. I just can't focus. Anyway, if you didn't already know, we are I'm going to do another set of moves or tutorials, and I asked you guys whether you wanted a theme or whether it would be combos and stuff, so it's actually a bit of a mixture. So the theme is more than a week because I have about 16 moves to do. So basically we're going to do a side pose, also known as a Jasmine, so you might know it as that, and then every day I'm going to show you a move that you can do from that move, if that makes sense. So we're always going to start in our side pose or Jasmine position, and then I'm going to show you a move you can do from it. Okay, so there's a huge range of levels within these tutorials that I'm going to share with you, so something for everyone to give a go. So I'm just going to turn it around again because I've actually written all the lists on the board. Here we go. So we're going to start off with the side pose today, and then side pose to cradle, side pose to shooting star, blah 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 blah. So we're going all the way down until we reach the 20. So that's really exciting. So definitely what I'm going to do is I'm going to, like I did with the butterfly tutorials, is I'll put a reminder post up so you can click get a reminder so that you know when it's going live, so that you can join in or schedule it in so that you can come and do the tutorial. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's quite exciting. It's a little bit different, and obviously it makes it as a combo, like a short combo, 1 or 2 moves together from your side pose, and everybody can work on their side pose, even complete beginners, because I'm going to show you from the floor very shortly. So are we ready to get stuck in? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch you over to my actual camera rather than my phone, because it makes the viewing a lot better for my poll. You can get the whole of the poll in, while my camera doesn't really do that. My phone, sorry. Yeah. So let's get stuck in. So I'm going to set you up on the camera and we will go from there. Okay. That's better, guys, isn't it? Okay, so we're going to do a side pose. I'm going to, like I said, show you 3 ways, from the floor version, then a side climb into it, and then from an invert from your chopper position, okay? So I'm going to show you from the floor first, and then I'll do the others as well, okay? And then break them down. So, okay, so this is side pose. You may know this as Jasmine as well. So, well, how are we going to get into this pose? So we're going to stand side onto the pole. I like to make sure that I'm pushing with the side of my arm and keeping my feet that distance apart. I don't want to be too far away, nor do I want to be too close either, okay? So I'm going to have my inside hand onto the pole around shoulder height, and then I'm going to lean away from the pole so my arm goes straight, but I don't walk my legs out, okay? So I lean with my hip away. I'm going to lift my inside leg, the leg closest to the pole, nice and high, and I'm going to think about pushing the back of the knee into the pole and then squeezing the heel towards my butt. This is going to create a good lock behind the knee. If you just stand here and then think about doing this, as you can see, there's a massive gap underneath. I haven't got a good lock and it's not going to feel as secure, okay? So make sure you lean away, lift, push the back of the knee in, and then squeeze your heel towards your butt. Then we're going to fold forwards, looking down towards the bottom of the pole, and I'm going to place my hand down. So my index finger points down, and then I wrap my fingers around, and then my thumb, so I'm pushing with the palm. So pulling with the top, pushing with the bottom. And then from here, we're going to lift this bottom leg behind. Now, when you try and lift it, it feels a bit scary, like you don't want to. So we're going to bump instead, okay? So from here, we're just going to bump, 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 so it's behind the pole. And if you've got socks on, or if you're sliding floor, you'll be able to slide it away. Keep this top leg hooked, okay? Keep the foot pointing down towards the floor. And then we're going to lift the bottom leg up, okay? I'm going to bring the leg towards me, so the pole sits in the groin area, okay? So I'm just trapping the pole there. So the more I can squeeze the leg towards me, the more it gets trapped. So I'm going to make sure I'm pushing with this bottom arm. Now, if this bottom hand is too close to the hip here, you're not going to feel as stable, okay? So you need to make sure there's a gap. So make sure it's quite low to the base of the pole. So you're going to push, you're going to keep your chest up. See if you can loosen your top hand. And if you feel good, you can take that top hand over your head, okay? So I'm still actively squeezing this leg towards me, so keeping it trapped in my groin, keeping my top leg hooked as well, turning my chest up towards the ceiling, and my top hand comes off. So to dismount, both hands go above the hook knee, and you can pull up and place that bottom leg down, okay, underneath your head. Does that make sense? So that's how you can get into a side pose from the floor. So give that a go if you've never done it before. Now, if you have done that, or you're quite happy getting into that pose, but you want to work on your side climb into it, I'm going to show you that now. Okay, so the pose, of course, is exactly the same. It's just climbing up the side. So we need to make sure we can keep leaning away from the pole. Now, for most people, when they do a side climb, when they first start this, they make the mistake of placing the outside hand up and not having it low. And when you take it up high, it makes you sort of unhook that leg. You can't lift it. Don't worry, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So again, I'm going to start in the same way as I do it from the floor. So I'm going to lean away, and I'm going to hook my leg nice and high, making sure you're pushing the back of the knee in first, then heel towards your butt. Then I'm going to pull myself in. My outside hand goes sort of just across my body at chest height, and my inside hand reaches up nice and high. I'm going to pull the shoulder back and down, so it starts to make me lift off the floor. And I'm going to lift that bottom outside leg up, and I'm going to push the shin into the pole directly underneath my hook leg, okay? So if it's too low, you're not going to be able to pull up. So make sure you try and push it in, and then I'm going to pull with my arms. I'm going to move my bottom hand up, and then my inside hand up. Okay, so I've still got a gap between me and the pole, so I can still use this bottom hand to push away, keep pushing the bottom foot in, and then lift the top leg again, okay? What you don't want to do is swap your hands around, so you don't want to go here, okay? Because you can't lift, yeah? Does that make sense? So just make sure the outside hand stays the lowest, means you can keep your hip further away from the pole, and move your inside hand high. So I'll show you again, and then I'll show you how to get into it. So, lean away, hook, pull in, outside hand across, Reach up, pull the shoulder down, lift the outside leg. Good, pull up, move the bottom hand up, move the top leg hand up. Now lift the top leg without moving the bottom leg, okay? So from here, we can now take that bottom leg behind the pole. So keep the shoulders down, so still lifting up the chest, sweep around, okay? So it starts on the thigh, and then I'm gonna move my hands down so I can drop the hip down. Move them a bit more, drop the hip into place. From here, you can already bring that leg towards you and then take the hand down to the bottom of the pole, okay? If you need to, move your top hand down a little bit more and slide the bottom hand if you're down a little bit further if you need to. So we're going to squeeze that bottom leg towards us to make sure it's in the groin. Squeeze, push through the bottom of the palm, sorry, push through the palm, and then see if you can loosen your top hand and take your arm over your head, okay? So to dismount, we're just going to pull up, same way as before. You can slide down or you can climb back down if you're on a silicone pole like me, okay? So that's how you do it from a side climb. How to do it from an invert. So you've got to get these hips up, guys, okay? So when you go into your invert, we need the hips towards the hands so we can hook above the hands. If you don't get your hips up, it's going to go over your hand, over your arm. You're not going to get the grip, okay? So I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so we're going to invert and get the hips up. So if you can chopper, it's obviously going to be a lot easier because you haven't or don't have to scramble your legs on the pole. But if you haven't, if you can just do your invert with both legs on, you can always walk your legs up, okay? So we're going to invert and I'm going to start in the chopper first. So you can tuck, tilt the head back, straighten the legs, pull the hips up. Outside leg pushes on the front of the pole, and then you're going to point the toes down. Can you see it's above my hands? If you don't lift the hips, you're going to be here, and then you're just going to feel you're going to slide all the way down. No good for anyone, okay? So you've got to get the hips up. So shoulders back, chest up, hips up. So pushing the back of the knee onto the pole, and then point the foot down to create that lock behind the knee, okay? So leg down, foot points towards the floor, okay? Once you've got that, because both hands are underneath that leg, you're going to pull up and then place the other hand down, okay? So because we're inverting, it will be your inside hand down, okay? So, hips up. So you push the back of the knee into the pole. Can you see my foot is up high first? So I get the back of the knee on, then I point it down, okay? Then I'm going to pull up, take my bottom hand down, okay, bracket foot, slight bend, okay, if it's too low, you're going to be too low, okay, you're not going to be able to push it into the hip, so hand up a little bit, push, bring the bottom leg towards you, trap it in your groin, and then see if you can take your top hand off if it's not trapped behind your leg, and then over your head, okay, so I've dropped this leg down, but you can also keep it up as well, okay, depends what we're doing. So, there we go, so we can come out, couple of options, you can either climb up just like we did for your side pose, or if you're happy, you can just keep bracing with the bottom arm. I'm going to place my free hand, my top hand, in a cup grip, squeezing my elbow towards my side. I'm still squeezing the bottom leg towards me, and I'm going to unhook the top leg and bring it down towards the floor. Okay, so it's just another option of coming out. Hopefully that makes sense, guys. So 3 ways how to get into your side pose. Any questions, give me a shout. But yeah, so we're going to start in that pose, and then each day we're going to add to it or from it. So we're going into another move. Okay, so tomorrow we're going to go from a side pose, so whether you want to do it from the floor, side climb, or invert, totally up to you, but we're then going to go into a cradle. Okay, so don't worry, I'm going to show you how to do that tomorrow, and have a great day, guys, okay? Hopefully I'll be calm. I'll be calmer tomorrow. I'll be calmer. Alrighty, see you later. Bye, guys. Bye.